Okay, so if you go to WC schools, W3 schools, you can see a normal HTML form is looking like this. So you have a form here, you have some inputs, you have the submit. So this is how we create a normal form, but for us we are not going to do that. So instead we are going to create our form based on our model here. So our form is going to be created based on this table here we created earlier to our database. So to create a form, you know that if you want to create a listing, you need to have a form to fill. So you need to go to your listing, then you need to create a form here. So create a new form, and we're going to call it forms.py. Okay, so it's forms.py. Okay, then you save it. Then from here on we are going to create our form. Remember, our form is going to be based on our model. So first of all we need to, so from .models we need to import our model, so it is called listing. And then without forgetting, we also need to import our form. So from Django.forms, so we need to import model, we need to import the model form. Okay, it's called the model form. So this is going to help us build our form based on our model. So we need to create a class here, and then this class we call it a listing form, and then should pass a model form. So we need to create a class, so class meta, and then we should include our model, which is equal to listing, and then we should define our fields. So for us, we need to know our fields, which fields we're going to use. So you can put underscore all fields, but let us just rename all the fields. So let us check for our model. How many fields do we have? Where is the model here? So we have the name, description, brand, mileage, price, and the image. So let us start by the name. Okay, so remember this is a list. Then we have the description, and then we are going to have the brand, and then we are going to have the mileage. Okay, and then we have the price. For the case of image, we shall add it later. Let us just end here, save it, and then save our form. So now once we have saved our form, we need to go to our views, because we need to create the view for creating this particular listing. So we define a function, let us call it create. Okay, so create then should pass a request. Okay, so we should pass a request. Just we forgot here, we need to import our form from the forms.py. So from .forms we need to import the listing form. Okay, so from .forms import the listing form. Okay, now here we need to pass the request. Okay, and yeah, of course we need to render our form here. So rendering our form, just create a variable form equals to, so from our listing form. Okay, then we need to create a context. So context equals to, so this is a dictionary. Then here we need to pass our form. Of course it should be a dictionary key and value form, and then we need to return render, and then we should render, of course, should pass a request and the particular HTML page we want to render. So for us, it's going to be create.html. Of course, we need also to pass our context here. Okay, now let us save this and see what we have on our browser. And then let us go to, first of all, let us create this, the create.html form. Okay, and then let us pass our form here. So remember the context we passed, so it was form. So form, and then let us save this. Okay, everything is good, and everything is okay. Let's see on our browser what we are going to have. Okay, of course, just for the URL, we need to create also the path for this particular create. Okay, so path. Now, just copy this, and then instead of listing, should call it create, and then instead of listings, I'm going to call it create. So views.create. So the path also should be create. Okay, create, then trailing slash. Okay, let's save this because there was. Okay, let us now try to go to slash create. As you can see, we have a form here, so including the name, description, brand, marriage, and the price. Okay, now as you can see, the form is not it's not good, so we need to go to our create.html. So we should add here .asp, so the form should be like a paragraph. So save this, and let us refresh again. We see our form now is good. Now we can fill this form. Just as you can notice that a submit button is missing, so we need to rectify this so that we will be able to add our listing. So let's go back to our code. Okay, now let us go to here, and then let us add the form. You know how to create a HTML form. Okay, a form, and then should end a form here, and then we should put an input. So this should be the submit button. So we should put a button here, and then it should be okay, of course it should be button, and then submit. We should type should be the submit. Okay, okay, so that's all. Let us save, refresh. So we have a submit button here. Now that's good, but with this the form is not going to work. We need to add some method here. So the method should be equals to post. So because this is going to be posted on our database, so the method should be post, and then according to Django, this form should be added the CSRF token for validation. So this is like a security issue. So for the form to work, so CSRF underscore token. Okay, now this is good for form verification and security. Okay, if we save this, let us go to our views. Okay, here let us create some logics. So let's say if the request dot method is equal to post. Okay, equals to post. So we need to capture the information from the form. So form equals to listing form, of course, capital L, listing form, then request. So we are passing that particular request dot post. Okay, so after capturing the information, we need to verify the information. So we are going to write that if the form So if the form is valid, so if the form is valid, we need to save this particular form. Okay, so after saving the form, so form.save, we need to return something. So we need to return a redirect so that we can be redirected back to our home page. So return a redirect to our home page. Okay, now this is good. Of course, this return statement should be here. Okay, it should be here. So if form.save, then return it direct to our home page. So let's see, everything is good. Now let us save this and see if we can have the form working. Okay, as you can see here, we have some problems. Of course, here for request.method, it should be double equals sign. So request.method, it should be equal. As you can see here, now our server is running correctly. It's time to test our form if it is working. So refresh it here, then let us fill some information here. Let us call this any name, of course. Let's just call it Nissan X-Trail, and then the description, okay, it's used, I don't know, from Japan, and then the brand is Nissan. Let us put the mileage, okay, and then the price, and let us try to submit our form. Good. As you can see that we have 3 cars here. The Nissan X-Trail is just here, and if you click it, you have the detailed view. As you can see, everything is working fine. So our form is working. So if we go to create another car, you can see that. So let us create a car here. So the Range Rover 22, and then let us create the brand new from UK, and then the brand, of course, is Land Rover, the mileage, and then let us put the particular price, and then let us submit. Good. So we have also the Range Rover here, so that our form is working correctly. As you can see, if we refresh here to our admin, you see we have all the 4 cars here. Okay, so looks like it's good and our form is working correctly. So thank you so much for watching. And then next we're going to see how we can update and delete our forms. So see you there.